All right, what is going on YouTube? Welcome into another video. In today's video, we are going to be backtesting the flow state model. So a lot of you guys have been asking me in my IG DMs, on TikTok, on Twitter, even on the YouTube comments, hey, let me get a backtesting session. So we are going to be specifically backtesting the flow state model. And what I usually do with my group is we usually do these group backtesting sessions every single Sunday, just so we can get prepared for the week. So what we're going to do here in this video is we're going to use that session because I like back testing on that session. I like collecting a large sample size for my models, and we'll jump into my FX replay account and we will start where we left off from last Sunday that I back tested with my group. So if my group is watching this right now, I'm sorry guys, I'm just going to back test the week here with the YouTube community. And yeah, so let's get into it. So jumping on to the FX replay account here. So if we go to, I think it was sessions, right? Yeah, so we have the flow state model here. So this is the backtesting session that we have right here. So I'll just go ahead and show you guys the analytics here, the session analytics. So we have backtested, I think about, this is about almost 4 months now of backtesting the flow state model. So you can see we have a 77% win rate, very close to an 80 over 72 trades. If we come down here, we have about 54 winners, 16 losers. The best win has been about 4% of the account. The worst loss has been 1%. The average R is about a 2.52. The ideal average RR is about an 11.43. And I'll just go ahead and scroll down here for you guys that like the statistics. Win rates out of session in New York. And then we can just go and look at all of these. Performance time. So we've made a lot of money in the afternoon session. Performance by day. So our biggest day is Thursday, and this is why I love these stats. Funny enough that our second or our third biggest day is Friday, which I don't like trading Fridays usually, but we're doing pretty good on Fridays in this backtesting session. And then you can see the month over month. This pretty much looks like my Top Step dashboard, to be honest. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. This is the stats from the group backtesting sessions that we do every single Sunday in the group. What we usually do in these sessions is like I'll backtest with the group and then we all have to agree in whether we're taking a trade or not. Obviously, you know, I give them the trade ideas or the analysis and the confluences behind why I'm potentially looking at this trade. And I ask the chat like, hey, do you guys agree with this trade? Some people disagree, some people agree. I think it's a cool little interactive group session that we do every single Sunday. So that way we can just get prepared for the week and get in the zone, right? So that way we're prepared, mentally prepared. We're tuning in for the week ahead. So I like doing those every single Sunday, and I don't really see a lot of people offering that in their services. So yeah, let's go ahead. Enough yapping. Let's go ahead and get into the charts here and backtest the flow state model. All right, so first and foremost, I'm going to have two charts here for the most part. I'm going to have the ES to the left just so I can identify SMTs and things like that. And then I'm going to have my NQ chart over here to the right, which is my main chart that I use. So I'm just going to bring this over here to the left a little bit for the ES chart because I don't really trade ES. I'm really an NQ type of guy. So first and foremost, I want to start on the higher time frames. Obviously, let's go to the weekly. Let's see where we're at here on this session. So the weekly time frame, we have came down. We swept liquidity. We do have a bullish SMT here from last week right there. So I'm identifying this turtle soup here. So looks like we're moving up. It looks like we're displacing towards these highs up here. So we have a nice buy side level here. So let's go ahead and mark this out with the horizontal ray on ES and then the horizontal ray over here on NQ. So it looks like price is displacing up there. And now let's go to the daily chart. So the daily chart, we just took out this buy side. We took out that buy side on ES. So we have very nice highs right here on the ES chart. And we have the same high right here on the NQ chart. However, the highs over here on the NQ chart aren't as nice as the ones over here on ES. So we're displacing higher. So what I'd like to see here on the weekly opening is an open low, maybe into like a fair value gap down here, maybe into this change in delivery right here, or into one of these order blocks or breaker block on the daily. I like to see ideally the week open lower first and then push higher. So let's go ahead and look at the calendar here for this week. So it looks like we have it looks like we just have Wednesday news, which is GDP at 8:30 and ADP at 8:15. So we'll come back to this calendar a little bit later in the week as we backtest because sometimes they'll pop up. They don't populate right now. But yeah, we'll check back on the calendar here throughout the backtesting session week. So Wednesday we have 8:30 news. So let's go ahead and go to the next New York session, which I have it set to I think 8 a.m. So next New York session, so we have the weekly opening here. And it looks like ES is trying to push up to those highs right there. So we do have a nice little daily fair value gap right above those highs as well. So I'll go ahead and mark that out on ES. I'll go ahead and mark out the same one on NQ right here. Now let's go ahead and go to the 4-hour. What's the 4-hour looking like here? Okay, still same nice highs over here on ES, which I think is the draw here going into the week. So if the week is opening higher, I would expect maybe Wednesday, since Wednesday is the only high impact news event day, I would expect the Wednesday high of week, but we have to just take it level by level here. But let's see, let's mark out this high here. So we're respecting a 4-hour fair value gap so far here, which is 10 a.m. on Friday. 2 a.m. use this 4-hour fair value gap. So we're really respecting this upper one right here, right? There's no body closures below it. This thing is pushing up. Same story on ES. We're respecting this 4-hour FEG from Friday, or what is this, from Thursday, pushing up higher. We do have SMT, but since we have a no news Monday, I'd like to wait for 9:30. That's how I usually like doing things, is just waiting for 9:30. If we have no news, especially on a Monday, I'm very wary with Mondays. Like Monday's a hit or miss for me, same with Friday. But if we have no news on Monday, I like to wait for 9:30. Okay, so let's go ahead and wait for 9:30 here. All right, so here is 9:30. So we are respecting this 15-minute fair value gap here. We do have a nice little high right here from this is the Friday high, but we do have SMT here, and we have ES dropping lower. However, if we start scaling down to the 1 minute, we can see that we do have the flow state model, and it formed literally right here. I went a little too fast here, but it formed right here and it tapped it at 9:31. So if it comes back into this 1 minute fair value gap here, the 9:31, we could try a long up to the previous day high, which is at 14,840.50. So let's go ahead and fast forward this. So unfortunately, no retracement, but you can see it changed delivery here right at open. 9:31 tapped it, and then it went higher. Okay, so no, yeah, I don't think there's gonna be any trade here. Hold on, let me go to the 5 minute. So, okay, let's go ahead and delete this just so I can make sure where it's at. All right, so if I just fast forward this, and we want to wait for the 950 to 1010 macro, because right here we have an SMT divergence at the 8 o'clock high with ES. So you can see NQ ripped up higher. Right now we formed a bearish SMT right there with ES. So ideally, I'd like to see how this fair value gap holds up here. This fair value gap that formed above this previous day high here on the 5 minute chart, I like to see how that holds up if we revisit it. So we can go ahead and just keep playing this out. And honestly, I'd like to see how this 15-minute closes, because this 15-minute hasn't swept the previous 15-minute candle high or the low. And I think it would sweep the high. So let's go ahead and see how this closes. And if we form a 15-minute fair value gap, because if we form a 15-minute fair value gap here, overlaps with the 5 minute, I would be looking for longs in that. So let's go ahead and fast forward this. So 950 macro here. Pushes up, makes a new high. So this fair value gap did hold, the one that broke the high. Okay, so 9:55, that isn't 10 a.m. open. Here's the 10 a.m. open. All right, so we did form a 15-minute fair value gap. So this is what I'd like to see here going into this next buy side all the way up here at 15.068. So that's the next major buy side that I'd be looking at potentially Monday heading into. So all good. Let's see if we tap into here. Okay, so 15-minute tap. Now I'd like to see, that structure necessary for a CISD. See if we get it. So not getting anything. Okay, so the CISD would occur up here. All right, so if you're wondering why it would occur right here and not right here, is because we haven't made a new low, right? So this wouldn't count technically. All right, so I would not want to take that. I would only want to take it if we were to sweep out this low, and then that way the CISD would come a lot closer. So boom, we end up sweeping that low. So I'd want the CISD to happen right here. All right, so I want to see a nice closure over. So you can see here we got another low, and we're still in this 15-minute fair value gap, right? So if we make a low here and we turtle soup this low here on this new 5-minute candle opening at 1020, if we end up pushing back higher, you can see we just made another low right here. So our CISD would be right here. So we could try a long right here, okay? So there's a couple things you can do here. we don't have very nice displacement out of this 15-minute fair value gap yet. And we do have this bearish fair value gap here that price looks like it may want to be closing above it. We don't necessarily require an inverse fair value gap. We don't require a fair value gap. We just require a closing above the opening price, right? So you can see here 1022 sweeps this low here, makes a new low. It's the last down close candle that makes a new low and is in the higher time frame PD array. So it closes above. So we could try a long here. So for the video's sake, we're going to go ahead and try a small long right here. So this is about 19 points. And then we could try and aim for the high up here, or potentially even the 608 and leave a runner all the way up to there, okay? So what we're going to do is we can go ahead and just mark it all the way up to there. Because FX Replay, they only set one TP. I don't think you set partials, or I'm not really sure how to do that on FX Replay. So if somebody knows how to set partials on FX Replay, make sure you guys comment and let me know. So go ahead and place order. We'll do 1% here. Since we're pretty much up on this account, we're up 81%, which is absolutely crazy in 3 months. But yeah, so let's go ahead and see what happens. So you can see no nice displacement. So no displacement, just for video 6. I just wanted to get in on this. So you can see here, no nice displacement. We actually end up pushing to the downside here. We may get stopped out because the CISD isn't super valid because we don't have any, big displacement. But we did close above the opening price here. So we did end up getting stopped out here. So I'll just go ahead and wait for a key time like the 1050 to 1110 macro here. So go ahead and fast forward this here. So this is nice. This is really, really nice right here. So nice displacement. So you can see we didn't have really clean displacement right here. I just wanted to try that trade there. But we got a nice sweep here. And now we got a nice CISD right here. So this is the type of stuff you want to see right here. Nice displacement like that. So let's see if this ends up pushing back lower to tap us in or not. Oh, perfect tap on the CISD right here. So I do want to enter right here. And again, target that high up there. So let's go ahead and just mark it enter here for the video's sake. And then go ahead and send it all the way up to here. So about a 3.73 R. And the one up to here is very close to a 2R, which is fine. But I want to aim for this high up here. So let's go ahead and place an order. Let's see how this plays out. Again, we'll just go 1%. And let's go ahead and see how this plays out. So nice tap of the CISD here. Boom, respects the fair value gap. Let's go ahead and see. Push up. Okay, right here, this is definitely a trim spot. So you could definitely trim right here. So I'll just go ahead and trim for the video's sake. So we'll just do like 50%. We'll leave a runner. We'll set stops to break even. Very nice. Ideally in the markets though, ideally in the live markets, you want to set a limit here or enter when it taps the CISD. But again, for the video's sake, I don't want to make this video too long, but I just wanted to enter so that way you guys see how this flow state model works, okay? So one thing about the flow state model as well, when you're trading it, you can enter right when the CISD happens, right when the candle closes and confirms that it's closing a body above the opening price. Like this example here, when we have nice displacement, you can mark your enter up here, or you can wait to see if we form a fair value gap and enter on the fair value gap or the CISD, right? Most times it does come back to retest the CISD. Like you guys can see here, it retested it perfectly, bounced, came back again, respected the fair value gap, the bottom portion of it, and then ended up shooting way higher, okay? So you could have got a better fill here, but all good. Let's see. Okay, so this fair value gap broke this high, swept this high. So I would expect it to continue, right? I would expect this to hold and deliver up to this high up here. Let's go ahead and see if it happens. Push up. Okay, so we made another fair value gap here. We respected it to move higher. Looks like yes is pretty close to this high here. So let's go ahead and just trail this stop loss a little bit. I can't even grab the stop loss for some reason, but all right. Oh, and end up getting stopped out here. So this is 11 a.m. open lower, stopped me out at the break even. But we got some of our loss back that we incurred right here, okay? So let's go ahead and go to the 15. Let's see what's going on here. So 11 a.m. Still respecting the fair value gap here. No SMT or anything like that I'm seeing here. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what happens here. Let's go to the 5-minute. Let's go ahead and delete all this. Actually, let's leave that because I want to see how the 15 gets respected or not. Let's go ahead and fast forward it. Okay, so 15-minute comes right back down. So we can go ahead and look at the 1-minute again. So I would be looking for another change in delivery. And it actually taps the old one. Okay, so it revisits this again. Let's go and fast forward this. 1117. So we're not really moving here, and we do have a 5-minute fair value gap here, but I am bullish because our draw on liquidity is higher. Okay, so I'd be looking for us to move higher. However, we are respecting this bearish fair value gap here. So let's go to the 15-second. I want to see something. I want to see if we have a change in delivery here on the 15-second. We actually do have a change in delivery here on the 15-second on this bearish one. Okay. This is interesting. So let's move this to 15 seconds so that way we don't. Okay, so all right, so this is interesting. So we've swept this internal buy side in this 5-minute, right? And we have a closure below this. So we could try a short here down into these relative equal lows, that low, and potentially even the 930 low. So let's go back real quick. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. See what the 1 hour is looking like here. So we do have a parent candle. Okay, so what a parent candle is a range that we could use, which is the 9 a.m. range. All right. So we do have an ICR as well, an important candle range. We have an inside candle in the parent candle's range. All right. So I often talk about CRT sometimes and how I use it in my analysis, and this is exactly how I use it. So we haven't swept the 9 a.m. high or the 9 a.m. low, but we are like getting signs of this potentially wanting to respect this 5-minute to go a bit lower. And we are, I think, in the premium of this little range right here. Yeah, we are in the premium. This 5-minute fair value gap right here is in a premium of this range still. So what we can do is try a little short right here. So let's go back to the 15-second here. Actually, let me go back to the 1 hour here and just check something. So 2 a.m. did use a fair value gap again to sponsor. Okay, so that's good. That's good. All right, so I wouldn't even expect price to get down here, but I'm looking at this 9 a.m. range. So I'm wanting either the high or the low to get swept here. All right, so let's go to the 15-second. And let's go ahead and try a small short right here because we are starting to get signs of this wanting to maybe make a move lower before it goes higher. So I would look for this low right here. And we could leave a runner down to the 9 a.m. low. Again, this is our range right here from the 1 hour perspective, right? We have that parent candle on the 1 hour. So let's go ahead and place an order here. And let me go ahead and click this, place order. Let's do a bit lower size here. Let's do $500. So let's go ahead and see how this plays out here. All right, so we've just formed a fair value gap. So I'd like to see this hold right here, this 15-second, because why? Because we closed below this low. So I'd like for this fair value gap to be used as continuation. Because if you guys don't know, fair value gaps are used for continuation. So I'd like to see that hold right there. You see a nice displacement lower. So we come back to this fair value gap again that broke that low. I want to see it hold. Don't want to see it get back above it. Hold. So it keeps retesting it here. So I'm going to delete this. Keeps retesting this fair value gap. And then we drop lower to take out these relative equal lows right here. Okay. So this is definitely a trim spot here. It's hitting that 1-minute CISD over here that we marked out earlier. But we just took out these relative equal lows so we could set our stops to break even. And then we can go ahead and trim, which if it lets me trim, damn. Do 75% since we did lower risk. And then our final take profit will be down here at this swing low here at 1028. So let's go ahead and just play this out, see what happens, and it ends up getting hit. And then the 9 a.m. candles low is down here. So we can go ahead and delete all this so it doesn't get confusing for you guys and see if it hits. So 9 a.m. candles low. I want to see if it hits it or not. And boom, it ends up getting hit right there. All right, so now that the 9 a.m. candles range was hit, now we'd be looking at this as a CRT, right? So now if we're trading CRTs, if you guys know anything about CRTs, then we would be expecting the opposing side if we get, our confirmation, right? If we get certain confirmation in price, like we do have a 1 hour fair value gap right here that we're tapping into an OB. We're tapping into a bunch of stuff under this 9 a.m. low, right? Because again, this is our range here on the 1 hour, right? This is CRT. I use it for directional bias. Like if I don't know what's going on, then I'll just wait for one of the candles ranges to be swept. Like here, we just ended up sweeping it. And we're coming back into some 1 hour POIs. If I go to the 15-minute, again, this is the 4 hour fair value gap that we had marked out earlier when we started backtesting. So I just want to see what happens here. 5-minute, again, we're tapping into some 1 hour PD arrays over here. So let's go ahead and fast forward this. And we are, let me go to the 1 minute here. We are close to, okay, so we're in the 1150 to 1210 macros. So I want to see what happens here going into 12. All right, so this is 12. Okay, so 1210, that's the end of the macro here. Nice soup. So again, we're in these 1 hour PD arrays. Let me go ahead and mark it out for you guys so that way you guys know what I'm talking about. So we're still respecting this very, very small fair value gap here, right? Still respecting it. Or actually, did we close under it? No, we're respecting the bottom portion of it. And also we have a 1 hour order block right there. All right, so let's go to the 5-minute. 1 hour OB right here getting tapped into, 1 hour fair value gap. We just swept this here at the end of this macro here. So our CISD would be right here on the 5-minute. And on the 15, since we're hitting that 4 hour, it would be all the way up here. But since we're trading a 1 hour CRT, again, we want to use time frame alignment with that as well. So we would be looking for a an entry on the 5-minute if we're trading a 1 hour CRT, okay? So go ahead and see if what happens here. So nice push up. If we get the CISD, we could definitely smack it here. All right, so we got a nice closure here. And what we can do here is go ahead and market enter just on the CISD. So we do have a breaker right here as well. And usually when you have your change in the state of delivery, we do have a breaker block right next to it. So what we can do here is set a stop right under this candle's low, because I don't even want to see it get down to the breaker's low. I don't want to see it get below the 50% of the breaker anyway. So we can have a stop right here, or you can be a little more roomy and put a stop down here at the swing low that swept this low here. All right, and then our TP would be the CRT's high. So we can go ahead and just market enter here. Again, market, we can do 0.5% since we've already traded like 3-4 times already on this day. But I just want to have thorough explanations, because this is literally how I do my analysis on live streams and how I trade in live markets. I'm looking for all these different confluences for this model and other criteria and other models. So I'm trying to thoroughly explain what I'm seeing in these charts. And this is literally how I backtest as well with the group. So let's go ahead and see what happens here. So we enter here with the stop down there. We got the CISD, we got the confirmation here. So what I want to see here now with this 5-minute fair value gap is I want to see it close above, right? Like if I'm bullish right here, or if you're bearish, right? If you're bearish in this fair value gap, what you want to see is this not form opposing PD arrays. But if I'm bullish, that's exactly what I want to see, right? So I want to see opposing PD arrays start forming here. So like opposing fair value gaps, right? So that's exactly what we got right here. So that's not what you want to see if you're bearish, but this is what you want to see if you're bullish, okay? So I want to see that. And if we tap into it, I'm expecting it to hold. So this is 1 o'clock. Also, I forgot to mention this is 1 o'clock. So if we're looking at this 1 hour candle here, I'm expecting distribution with this candle here. So if we're trading this model, the CRT model, I'm expecting these candles to be distribution to the upside and attack the opposing range, right? Again, we are bullish because the higher time frame is telling us that we're trying to draw up to that buy setup there, like the daily, the weekly, etc. So I'm expecting 1 to 2 p.m. to be distribution candles to the upside. And you can see we disrespected the 5-minute fair value gap. Again, I want to start seeing fair value gaps form even more. So we form another fair value gap here. We leave this as a breakaway. Let's see if we tap into that. So it's about 140. We're getting into this 2 p.m. So I'd like to see 2 p.m. open lower into this 5-minute fair value gap here and attack that 9 a.m. high. So this is 155. So ideally, again, I'd like to see 2 p.m. drop into that, and we haven't got that yet. Just fast forwarding this. So we haven't got that yet, so it's perfectly fine though. We're already in this position, and bada bing, bada boom, okay? So that's exactly how you do that. And my bad, the sign just got super bright out of nowhere. Let me go ahead and turn that down. All right, so that is the first day in the backtesting session. We'll go ahead and backtest like 3 days, because again, I don't want to make this video super, super long. So we'll just backtest like 3-4 days. So yeah, let's go to the next New York session here. All right, so here is the next New York session here. So let me go ahead and take out all these drawings here so we don't get confused. So we did end up sweeping that one of the higher time frame buy side levels over here to the left. So we ended up sweeping those, and then we ended up also sweeping the equal highs over here that we wanted on ES. So we're coming up into these highs right now, and right here, this box is a daily fair value gap. Remember, we marked that out on the in the beginning of the stream here. So let's go ahead and fast forward to 9:30. Again, we don't have news until Wednesday, and it's GDP. So this hasn't updated. We don't have any news for Thursday or Friday. So it's just literally high impact news on Wednesday. So let's go ahead and close this, and let's go ahead and see how 9:30 opens up. Okay, so let's go and see if we can sweep out 260 or not. Let's go ahead and fast forward to 9:30. I really want to pay attention to see if ES hits that, and it did. Okay, so what time is it? 8:45. So ES tapped into that daily fair value gap. So what I want to see on ES at least is a change in state delivery on the 1 hour time frame, which will be right here at the 7 a.m. opening price. All right, so I want to see that if it does come down from there. Let's see, 8:45. So let's go ahead and fast forward this again. Let's go to 9:30, 9:05, 9:10, 9:15, 9:20. And here is 9:30. All right, so here's 9:30. Okay, so I'd like to see us sweep out these highs. This high up here on NQ. Since we already swept this high here, I'm going to go ahead and delete it, and then we'll go to the 1 hour again. Let's go to the 1 hour. Let's see what we're working with on the 1 hour. Still in the same place on ES as the 7 a.m. Opening price. So, okay, so I want to see on the 5 minute, I want to see us start pushing higher. Okay, so we start pushing higher here. We're not reacting to anything on the 1 hour, I don't think. Oh, we are. Damn, we are. I didn't even see this. This is a fair value gap here. A 1 hour untapped fair value gap. So let me drag that out. Did we tap that? Because we do have S&T at this high now with ES. With ES sweeping out that high and tapping into its daily fair value gap. We do have S&T at that high at the 260. Damn, this is a fucking long ass fair value gap. All right, so let's go to the 5 minute. So 5 minute, 9:30 pushes higher. Okay, so I'd like to see a change in state delivery right here. So let's go back to the 1 hour quickly so I can see what Asia session did and what London session did. Okay, so Asia did use a fair value gap to sponsor the move higher. How about, okay, so 3 did too. All right, so London and Asia low makes sense. Okay, Asia and London low makes sense. So to be honest, I don't know where I would take this if I wanted to go short. Probably just one of these swing lows down here. Again, we're in that daily bearish fair value gap on ES. Would like to see it close below the 7 a.m. opening price to get a 1 hour CISD. All right, so you can see here we got a 5 minute CISD out of this 1 hour fair value gap. So we could try a short right here. We do have S&T up here at this high. So let's go ahead and just market enter here again for just the sake. Again, I'm just doing this for the sake of the video because you can market enter after the CISD is formed, but you can also have a limit right here, stop up here, stop right there, whatever you want to do. It's really personal preference. You can do whatever you want. If it changes delivery and it isn't too far off from the CISD, you can always market enter. That's always what I tell people is like, if it ain't too far off, you can always market enter, right? So I'll go ahead and just aim for this low right here. Not necessarily the London low or the Asia low, just this swing low right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's go to the 1 minute actually. Are we in anything? We could actually just wait. This is the start of the 950. We just swept liquidity, so let's actually just wait. See if we can get a tap up there. And we got a tap of the 5 minute CISD. So let's go ahead and market enter right here. We'll set a stop. We could set a stop right here because we are approaching a 1 minute CISD or a 1 minute fair value gap, excuse me. So let's go ahead and place order. Let's go 1%, go save. I actually want to put my stop loss just a bit higher right here. And that's still going to be about a 2.35 R. I mean, we could have our stop here, but I just want to, in case it does come up and sweep, I want it to breathe a little bit. So if it comes up and sweeps this, I'll close if we have a body closure above it. All right. CISD is swept. Okay, so it came up really close to sweeping that high there. All right, so I have my stop right there. All right, CISD right here on the 5 minute. Again, I'd like to see us drop into that low right there. Okay, nice movement here. Okay, so we're in 1 hour fair value gaps now. So since we're tapping 1 hour fair value gaps, the CISD back to the upside would be up here. Okay, so it's pretty much my break-even spot. Okay, drop nice. Drop nice. So it's 1025 here. Very close to the same low over here on ES as well. So I'd like to see this hold. Want to see it drop lower here. Not dropping lower. We're in this 5-minute fair value gap. Okay, let's go to the 15. So no 15-minute fair value gap or anything like that formed here. We're still respecting, I think, this 1 hour. Okay, so we're still respecting the 1 hour fair value gap. So again, if we come all the way up to here, we'll actually just set this to break even. So if we come all the way up here and change delivery up here, we could definitely try a long up to that last buy side and up to this daily fair value gap if it does change delivery up here. If it gets through this fair value gap, we can just manually close it. So let's see, we have not gotten through that fair value gap yet. If it's okay, so we just got through that fair value gap. So I'm going to go ahead and close this position out 100%, 300 bucks, whatever. So what we can do now is delete this fair value gap since it's disrespected, and look to see if we get a change in delivery on the 5-minute right here. Okay, it looks like we're already getting it over here on ES. And we're still respecting the 1 hour fair value gap. So that's a really good sign. Plus the CRT just finished and we hit the 1 hour OB as well. All right, so again, London low is protected. In my opinion, Asia low is protected because we did use PD race to sponsor the moves higher. I really thought this low was going to get taken out though, but that's perfectly fine. I'd like to see us, again, if we're bearish, you don't want to see opposing PD rays get formed on the opposing side. We did disrespect the bearish fair value gap here and form bullish fair value gaps. So what time is it? It's 11:10, end of the macro. Again, want to see us close up there. Okay, so we tap the opening price there. Okay, so if we close, okay, so we closed above here. All right, ideally I wanted to see like a V shape, but it's perfectly fine. We got a nice closure here. We got the closure a little bit ago over here on ES at 1125. So let's go ahead and see what happens if we get a tap back into it. Okay, so we tapped back into it. So what we can do now, let's go to the 15 and see, do we have anything on the 15-minute? We don't. But we are respecting the 1 hour fair value gap. I do like this change in the state of delivery here on the 5-minute. So what we can do here is try and aim for this high and then leave a runner up to the daily fair value gap if it can get up to there, because we haven't changed delivery on the 1 hour either on ES. We haven't closed below the opening price of 7 a.m. So if we go back to the 5-minute, we could look for a change in the state of delivery, which we already got, and we can set our stop. We can either set our stop here, here, or even here. And if we were to run to the daily fair value gap, that is about a 3R. So if we move our stop a little bit higher and just go for this high here, it's about a 2.11R. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and market enter here. What time is it? 11:55. Actually, let's see how 12 opens. Let's start a position here because we do have a fair value. I just noticed we have a fair value gap here. So we'll start a position right here. We'll go 0.5%. We'll go 0.5% right here. Market. No, I don't want to journal. What the fuck? Don't want to journal that. So let me go ahead and delete that. All right. So we're in this trade here. So we're in half position, 0.5%. So let's go ahead and see how 12 opens. Okay. So 12 is opening lower. Did disrespect this 5-minute fair value gap. I still like this setup here. I like the soup. I like the SMT divergence. Oh, I thought this was an SMT. Never mind. All right. So want to see this low hold. Do not want to see a body closure below this low here. Let's go to the 1 minute real quick. I want to see something on the 1 minute. So we are in a 1 minute fair value gap. A 1 minute BPR is what we're in right now. Right here. Overlapped bearish fair value gap with an overlapped regular bullish fair value gap. That is a BPR. So let's go ahead and fast forward it. Don't want to see this close on the 5-minute a body below. So this is, in my opinion, the 5-minute order block, 1 minute BPR, sweep on liquidity. I do kind of want to add here just because we do have the confirmation on the 5-minute. So let's go ahead and just add one more here. Let's add one more here. Same stop as well. So let's go ahead and just add the full position now. So that is the full position. So we're going to look to take profit up at this high. And again, just leave a runner all the way up at that daily fair value gap. So let's go ahead and see what happens here. 12:10. It is a key time. This is London close plus a new 6-hour opening. Okay, so we're coming down hard, and we do have an SMT divergence here. I'm going to move the stop just a little bit lower. I'm expecting this SMT to hold, to be honest. Let me see. Let me delete this position here. So we're only down 900 bucks. Ain't too much. So we'll just go ahead and just leave it down here, below here. And then we'll try and take profit at the daily fair value gap if it can get up to there. The RR is kind of skewed here, but I want to see if we respect the SMT or not. Oh my God, we're falling a lot, dude. Okay, so now we're down 1,200. Now it all really depends on this fair value gap here on the 5-minute. Oh, it's edging the stop. It's edging the stop. Oh my God. Oh my God. 5-minute BPR overlapped inverse fair value gap with the regular fair value gap. It's pretty much what a BPR is. Wow, this thing came down way lower than I expected. Good thing we moved the stops here. Okay, so I'm going to add one more position here. I'm going to add one more position right here because we are respecting this bullish fair value gap here. Same stop, so I'm going to do one more 0.5% right here. So this would average down my position anyways. Again, we do have the confirmation right here on the 5-minute where I entered initially. So let's go ahead and fast forward. This is taking way too long though. 105. Let me just fast forward it. Okay, there we go. That's the displacement you want to see above these highs. So since we did break above this high here and we formed this fair value gap, want to see this fair value gap hold in case it does come down to it. And also 1 p.m. did open lower into this 5-minute. Let's go ahead and fast forward it. So I want to see that 5-minute be respected here. So we can start moving our stops up, break even on that one, stop right here, stop right here. So I want to see this 5-minute fair value gap be respected because it did form above these highs here. Price action did sweep out these internal highs as well. So again, I want to see this fair value gap be respected, and I want to see it blast through this 1 hour fair value gap here. I want to see it close above. What time is it here? Okay, I want to see 2 p.m. close above here. And it did. Yep, it did. Okay, so 3 p.m. open lower. This bearish fair value gap on the 1 hour is now disrespected. See if we get it here. So we're drawing up to that high and bada bing, bada boom. Okay, so I can't, what's going on here? I wanted this to close. Oh, we have runners up here. Okay, so we can just go ahead and just manually close them. Manually close that. Manually close that. So the reason why I wanted to move my stop here was because ES was drawing lower. We've made an SMT and I put my stop under this candle here, under this candle's low right here that formed this fair value gap. So if we were to respect it, I wouldn't want to see the low of this candle get pierced. Sometimes it will, but that's why I moved my stop right there from right here, wherever I had it right here or whatever. Because I seen ES come down, SMT, and I was expecting this low to hold, but it didn't, swept it. 12:40, 1 p.m. open lower into this 5-minute fair value gap. Stop right here. If it did stop us, well then GG. But very, very nice move here. So nice ads and yeah, really, really nice move here. Fair value gap that broke the highs right here. Respected. We're expecting continuation to the next objective. And that's exactly what we got here in the PM session. So let's go ahead and go to the next day and then we can wrap up this video here. All right, let's move on to the next session here. So let's go back to the 1 hour. Let's see if we formed another high on ES, and we did yesterday. So our CISD right here from this daily fair value gap would be right here at the 1 o'clock opening price because we still have a new high here. So the series of up close candles is tapping into the higher time frame PD array. The CISD would be below the opening price here. Okay, so over here we have a nice 3 a.m. Displacement FVG right here. 7 a.m. This is on the 1 hour again. And we do actually have news today. So, oh, we have news on Friday as well. We have non-farm payrolls on Friday. That's interesting. We might just backtest. We might skip over Thursday and backtest Friday. So Wednesday, 8:30 GDP. So let's see what 8:30 does. 8:30 should be the manipulation. 9:30 should be the expansion to somewhere. Okay, so let's go ahead and fast forward to 8:30. Go on the 5-minute chart. We're in this 1 hour fair value gap already. So I'd like to see this get a CISD out of this 1 hour fair value gap. But again, as always, I want to wait for 8:30. So let's go ahead and fast forward for 8:30. Don't want to hop into this just yet because I want to wait for 8:30. So you could see here, I mean, we did get a change in the state of delivery right here. Ended up dumping way lower, but we're not at 8:30 yet, so it's perfectly fine with me. Okay, so here is 8:30 right here. Did respect this fair value gap. I'm just gonna wait for 9:30 here since we already missed this move, but I mean, you could see that was a very, very nice pre-market move. Let's fast forward this till 9:30, and here is 9:30 right here. All right, so we're coming back up to the CISD right here, this original one, and we have 9:30 pushing up. So SMT at the highs, so that's good. But what I like to do always, and a big tip for anybody watching this video, is always wait 15 to 30 minutes once market opens. Always wait 15 to 30 minutes because you just got another manipulation here. So if you enter just based off this SMT right here and a CISD right here, and you had your stop above this high, you got clapped right here. All right, so I like always waiting 15, 30 minutes, letting that opening range actually form, and then trying to find my trade idea. So you can see here, we retapped the 1 hour fair value gap here. Also, I think we had one on ES, right? Yeah, we have one on ES as well. 1 hour fair value gap right here. So I'd be looking for a new 5-minute change in state delivery all the way down here for potentially the low of the previous day, which is already been taken. All right, so I guess we're looking at the Monday range, or is this? No, this is Wednesday. Okay, so yeah, this is the previous day low. Wait, where's the previous day low at on Wednesday? It's over here. Okay, it's all the way down here. Damn, it's too far. I'd just be looking at this, possibly this 10 a.m. low from yesterday. It's a nice little range right here. So again, we retapped the 1 hour fair value gap. So I'd like to see a new 5-minute CISD form. We don't have that yet. It's down here. Remember, series of up close candles, which is all these right here. That made a new high and tapping into the PD array. We haven't got that. All right, so our CISD would move to right here. Boom, below the 940. We're in the 950, 1010 macro now. So as long as we respect this fair value gap, I think we'll be good. So nothing, pretty choppy opening here. Let's see. So I think SMT, right? Did we get an SMT? Yeah, we got an SMT above these highs. So you see how I rejected the opening price of this candle here? Perfectly tapped it here at 10:05. Now it's pushing higher. Oh, big push up here. Are we still respecting the 1 hour? Yeah, the 10 a.m. candle just opened. So as long as that doesn't close above, I think, again, we'll be good. So let's see how 10 closes. Let's go ahead and fast forward this. Okay, big move up here. Let's wait for the 1050 to 1110 macro. So the CISD, if it does close a bullish candle like this, would be right here. Okay, so we do close below it, and we do have SMT divergence with ES here, and 1045. So this is how I'm looking at this market. So we do have a new high here, the singular candle. This is our order block or our CISD. We did close below the opening price here. So in the next 15 minutes here, right? What's the probability of this actually holding this 1 hour fair value gap for another 15 minutes? Because we did push up, and we are actually tapping into this order block here left from the London pre-market session at 1 in the morning. So we could potentially just take shorts here with the stop above here. So let's go ahead and just do that. Let's market enter here. Let's put a stop up here, and then we can target these lows right here. And we'll just go ahead and target these lows. These lows are very, very nice. Pre-market lows. We'll target those lows there. As long as we respect this 1 hour, we're good right here. All right, so I'm expecting in the next 15 minutes for this to respect due to that 1 hour wick and how the 1 hour is looking like it wants to close. So let's place order, 1%, save. Let's go ahead and fast forward. So if we get stopped out, I may look for another opportunity. But you can see, I mean, nice change, right? Nice closure below the opening price here. And I want to see nice displacement here. So 11 a.m. open. So we did end up respecting the 1 hour fair value gap. So this is how I view the markets, like literally all day, every day. Like that's how I view it, exactly like that. So let's go ahead and fast forward. Boom, TP hit for a 2.73 RR. So you can see the balance is just going up really, really nicely. So I don't usually trade after 11:10. After that macro's done, I usually don't trade. So let's go ahead and just fast forward here to PM session, or at least 12 o'clock, because that's when I start paying attention to the market again, is around 12 p.m. So 12 p.m., Nice fair value gap tap right here in the 15-minute. I'd like to see us respect this 15-minute. Again, if you guys don't know why I'd like to see us respect this 15-minute fair value gap, is because it broke through this low right here. Same situation on ES. I'd like to see it hold, right? I'd like to see this fair value gap hold because it broke through this low right here, this pre-market low, okay? Broke through that sell side pull and it closed bodies below it. So this fair value gap here, right? Or ideally, I'd like to see this one hold, but it did tap up into here, and I think it tapped into the equilibrium, right? So this is a premium fair value gap. So when you have a situation like this and it's going past that last fair value gap that formed after breaking the low, if it taps into the upper one, it's most likely tapping into the premium side of it, right? So it tapped the premium, so let's go to the 1 minute time frame now. And we do have a change in the state of delivery right here. So we can go ahead and just market enter right here on this CISD. And you can see here, we're actually respecting the 1 minute fair value gap. That what it do? What this 1 minute fair value gap do, guys? Come on. I sound like a broken record on these fucking videos already. So 1 minute fair value gap broke these lows right here, right? Swept these lows. It didn't break it. It swept the lows, but it's still the same logic, right? So I want to see us hold the CISD, and we are very, very close to premium. So if we come up and tap this 1 minute fair value gap here, we could add to this position. But let's go ahead and just market enter here. Let's go ahead and market enter here. What time is it? 12:20. Okay, yeah. Let's go ahead and market enter here. This is the flow state model. Again, I want to put it at this high, and then we could aim for these lows right here. So this is yesterday's 10 a.m. low. We can aim for those. And then we could take TP1 right here and possibly even the 11 a.m. low. So this is, again, I don't trade through 11 and 12. I like looking at around like 12, 12:30, 1, 1:30 to see if a trade idea is forming. And you can see here at 12, again, 12 is a key time. It opened higher into that 15-minute fair value gap, hit the premium of this range from 10:36 to 11:12, right? Mark out the fib if you guys don't remember. Hit premium, the premium end of the range, hit the 15-minute fair value gap, the premium side of that fair value gap, swept this internal buy side right there, which is the fair value gap's low on the 15-minute. Change delivery, nice displacement. It's exactly what you want to see when it taps into it. Nice displacement. Fair value gap on the lower time frames, following time frame alignment is being respected. So yeah, this follows all the criteria right here. So let's go ahead and another 1%. We've already made some profit on the day. Let's go ahead and see what happens here. So let's fast forward it. So we just tapped into this little fair value gap. So like I said just a little bit ago, if we come back up to here, we could add to our position. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's add like a 0.25%, nothing crazy. 0.3%. Let's go save. Same stop loss. So let's see what happens here. Okay, push up. We disrespected this fair value gap down here. We still have a change in state of delivery technically. So what time is this? Is this 12:25? I'd like to see what the 12:50 to 110 macro does. But as long as we respect this fair value gap here, I think we'll be good. Okay, push up, push up. Okay. Now, I don't like this. I don't like when it disrespects it. So what I'm going to do here, because I hate getting swept out of my positions, I'm going to just put it up a little bit more, just a little bit more in case it does want to sweep. So I'll put it in this little fair value gap here, right here on the 1 minute. So above this candle's high, just in case it does want to re-sweep here and then form another CISD. So let's take this kind of slow here. And it stopped me out. It stopped me out. So that happens sometimes. But we're coming into the 12:50 to 110 macro. So all Gucci. Okay, let's see. 12:46. So let's see what this macro does here. So this is 12:50, 110 macro. So our CISD, again, as long as we respect this 15-minute fair value gap, I think we'll be good. So what time is it? 12:54. What's the 15-minute looking like? Ooh, it's looking rough here. It's looking pretty rough. All right, what is this? 1 o'clock. Did we disrespect it or not? We did close above it. We did close above it. Okay, so I was wrong on that. So that's perfectly fine. Okay, so now we're dropping way lower. So now we're dropping way freaking lower. Okay, so on the 5 minute. Okay, so we're in a 5 minute fair value gap as well on the upper part of it. Let's go to the 15 second. Did we get a change in delivery on the 15-second? And we did. Okay, so this is why it's important to cycle through time frames. So we did get a 15-second delivery here, rejected this high here, refusing to go higher, tapped it here perfectly. 1 minute. So I'm gonna go ahead and re-enter on this trade one more time, and that's gonna wrap up this video, because this video, I don't want to make it too long, but I'm just showing you guys the power of the flow state model here. So we do have a 15-second CISD. So let's go ahead and just market enter here. We'll put the stop above here where the CISD actually happened for 22 points. We'll aim for the same TPs. We'll aim for this low, and we'll leave a runner down to that low. So let's do it one more time. So we did change delivery on the 1 minute, but we disrespected the 15-minute, but we also have a 5-minute in that same place. So it's overlapped PD arrays, which is something good, right? It's something that you want to see as well. So let's do 0.7%. Since we lost that trade and we added a little bit to it. So let's go ahead and play this out. Oh, dude, I got top ticked. I got fucking topped. All right, we'll just let it play out. We'll see what happens. Dude, I got top ticked. This is why I hate having them at these little highs. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my goodness, bro. Oh my goodness, bro. Oh my goodness, dog. I should have just waited for a retap of the CISD right there. Well, that's a lesson learned. But yeah, I mean, you can see the power of the flow state model right here. I got swept out on that fucking stop right there. That's unfortunate, man. All right, let's go to the next New York session. Let's just kill this week. Fuck it. We'll just kill this week. We can't end the video on a losing streak right here. All right, let's go to the next New York session here. We'll just do one more day. Fuck it. Let's do one more day. Let's go to the 1 hour. That was very unfortunate. I'm not gonna lie, but we had the right idea, right bias, etc. It's all good. 7 a.m. So 7 a.m. We haven't changed. Oh, we have changed delivery over here on the 1 hour now on ES. So nice disrespect of the Asia session FEG, I think. Dude, no, we didn't disrespect it yet. So calendar, we don't have any news for this Thursday. We do have NFP Friday, but I don't like trading Fridays. So all right, so 1 hour fair value gap tap right here. I like that. I like the CISD on the daily. We've already swept all our higher time frame buy side. Let's go to the 5 minute and see if we get anything on the 5 minute out of this 1 hour. Let's go to the 15. Do we have anything on the 15? It's just 1 hour, right? Yeah, 1 hour fair value gap here on NQ. It's 5 minute, and let's go to 9:30. See if we form anything. So we do have a change in the state of delivery right here. So we could just wait till 9:30. That's what I like doing whenever we don't have news. So let's just go ahead and fast forward this to 9:30. So we had a big push up here, 8:55. So we do have a big sweep here, right here at 8:30. I'm not sure if there was news here. It must have been some orange folder or something, or some sort of news right here. But we do have a CISD right here on the 5 minute, since this did make a new high. And these are the last two up close candles before making that high. So what we could also do here, since this is 8:55, we could look for a 9 a.m. open high, right, on this new hourly candle. And again, anything on the hourly using time frame alignment is on the 5 minute. So we're on the 5 minute. So if this actually does open high on the 9 a.m. candle, if we like run up to here, we could set a limit here just in case it does. And we could put our stop up here at this high right there. And then what could we aim for? We could aim for previous day low right here for over 100 points. It's about a 5R. So we could set a limit here just in case right before market open, because 9 a.m., if it does push up into this area, that would be considered an open high. So let's see. Let's go ahead and just set a limit here. We'll do 1%. Well, you know what? For the video, we'll go 1.25%. All right, 1.25% right here. Let's see what happens. So tapped into the CISD. Let's see, we got nice equal lows here. So we're right at market open. So nice equal lows right here. Let's see what happens. All right, 9:30. So what I want to see here, if I enter a pre-market trade like this, I'm going to go break even here. But if I do enter a pre-market trade like this, and we have some lows like in this situation here, what I'd like to see is for a 5 minute and 15 minute to close below this low here, okay? So I'd like to see okay, so yeah, something like that. I like to see something like, and it got hit. Yeah, so I'd like to see something like that. So if I got in a pre-market trade here, I'd like to see a body closure below this swing low here, all right? Because this is the last low that produced this high. This is the last low that produced this high. So if we break that low and we change delivery here, that is confirmed that we are changing order flow. Again, CISD in the flow state model is a reversal model, but it could be used for a continuation model off a higher time frame continuation trend, right? Does that make sense? Like if the higher time frame made a big move, we could look at the lower time frames with time frame alignment, tapping into a higher time frame PDA rate, and use the flow state model as a continuation model based off that higher time frame trend. All right, that's what I'm trying to get at. So nice trade here. So let's just go ahead and fast forward to Friday, which is NFP Friday, and then we'll wrap up this session here. All right, so jumping on to the 1 hour, we want to wait for 8:30 here. So this is 7 on Friday. We got NFP coming out. We've already changed delivery on the 1 hour off that daily fair value gap on ES. As you guys can see here, I mean, we're dropping pretty crazy after that. 1 hour fair value gap here formed from yesterday at 3 p.m. So pretty big drop here yesterday. And then let's go to the 5 minute. Let's see if we get anything here at 8:30. Let's go ahead and fast forward this. 8:30. Oh, we do have, do we? No, we don't. The change in delivery is down here. We actually already do have it. We did close below, but I'd like to see what NFP does here. All right, here's NFP. All right, so I'd be looking at this fair value gap right here. This fair value gap right here. A lot of low resistance liquidity as well right here. So let's see if we tap into it or not. At this point now we have to wait for 9:30. Okay, so push up here at 9:30. Do we have anything on the 15? We do have something on the 15 minute. We have a fair value gap on the 15 minute formed here at 8:30 as well. So we can go to the 1 minute. We could look for a change in delivery on the 1 minute. Nice change in the state of delivery here on the 1 minute. So we can enter right here on this 1 minute CISD. We also do have a fair value gap right here. So we can go ahead and enter right here, short position, boom, stop up here. And then we can aim for, let's go to the higher time frames, see what we got going on in the higher time frames. So obviously we could aim for previous day low, which would be a break-even spot, but the risk reward is negative from where we have our stop. So the next low would be right here, which is is this the Monday low? Yeah, this is the Monday. This is the low of week right here. Okay, so we can aim for these two lows. If Friday is bearish like this, if we're already changing delivery off the daily, then we could definitely try and go for the Monday lows right here. So this is that low right here on ES. So break even, big fair value gap as well, but we can go break even at the previous day low, which is right here. So take it level by level. We'll monitor the reaction here, but let's go short on this 1 minute CISD out of the 15 minute fair value gap. All right, so let's go ahead, place order. Let's go 1%, save. Oh, a sell limit. I'm tripping. Hold on, place order. Save. A sell limit can. Oh, this is a limit. I'm sorry. Let's go market. All right, so let's go ahead and play this out. Boom. Okay, so nice. So we ended up changing delivery on the 1 minute. We come up, we tap the fair value gap that's formed as well right here. We have a nice drop here, nice closure below here. So 950, 1010 macros just starting. So I'd like to see, what I'd like to see here is a 5 minute or 15 minute body closure below the previous day low, which is exactly what we get. And on top of that, we also form a fair value gap under it. So this is a very, very important fair value gap. I'd like to see this continue lower down into the Monday lows. So we just go ahead and fast forward this here. So do not like seeing that here. And it ended up disrespecting it and then pushing down lower. So I don't like seeing that. So we reclaimed it pretty much. And we disrespected it again. So this is not ideal conditions right here. Did it tap me out? It did tap me out. Okay, so it tapped me out. All good. But I did not like to see that here. And it ended up tapping me out right to the tick, bro. Like literally retapped the CISD. It literally retapped the CISD right here, and then it went lower. That's what it did. So that would have been a dub if I didn't have the stop there. So it's all good though. But yeah, you could see the power of the flow state model. I mean, that's the flow state model, bros. But yeah, we'll just go ahead and end the session here. So let's go ahead and go look at the analytics here before we hop off of this video and before I end this video here. So let's go to the analytics. 75% win rate. It did drop a little bit because, again, we're adding more trades to it. So it's all good, but we are up over 95% on the account in about 4 months. So yeah, absolutely crazy. This is literally what my top step accounts look like. Like, it's fucking insane. You guys have seen the documentation on YouTube and all my other social media, but yeah. But before we end off this video, if you guys want to be mentored exclusively by me one-on-one, have personal guidance, have me review your trades so we can optimize what's working and cut out what's not, and actually have an exclusive trading psychology coach plus best-selling author in the trading psychology book space. If you guys want literally all of that plus 100+ hours of exclusive content that I haven't even released on YouTube and a lot of other things, if you guys want more information on that mentorship, I am launching it this weekend. I do currently have a wait list, but if you're watching this video after this weekend has passed, when I have posted this video, the mentorship is probably already live and the link will be down in the description below. So you guys can book a call with me or my team. We'll be in contact with you. We'll see if you are a good fit. Not everybody qualifies, but we'll see if you qualify. This is literally just for serious traders only. And if you want a chance to be mentored by me, again, book a call down below with the link in the description. We'll see if you qualify, and we'll see if we can get you into the mentorship with myself, an exclusive trading psychology coach and best-selling author. And yeah, let's actually fucking make this year your breakthrough year. But hopefully you guys enjoy this long backtesting video of my favorite model, the flow state model. And hopefully you guys take the knowledge and all the golden nuggets that I dropped in this video and apply it to your own trading in the live markets. And if you guys do really well with this model, or if you guys don't, I mean, let me know. Give me feedback on Instagram, on the YouTube comments. Come back to this video. Let me know, man. I really care about your guys' success. But yeah, I appreciate everybody pulling up and watching these videos. Leave me a like, subscribe, really helps the channel out. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys. Have a good rest of your guys' day.